Communications are an inherent part of monetary policy. They're not an afterthought. If you listen to governors and policymakers speaking, they are always looking into communication as part of their monetary policy tools. So therefore you cannot take one out of the other. They are absolutely at the core of any monetary policy.
Комунікації в центральних банках – це одна з таких тем, яка зачіпає всіх незалежно від рівня економічного розвитку. Коли ми говоримо про інфляцію чи про банківську систему, тобто дискусія може бути різною для країн розвинених чи для країн з emerging markets, як Україна. А комунікації, ми це бачили, виступив наших колег з Литви, Швеції, ЄЦБ, України, Чехії, що проблеми, з якими стикаються центральні банки в площині комунікації, вони більш-менш однакові. Такий обмін думками, він дуже важливий. І таки ж ми бачимо, що в академічному середовищі дуже багато досліджень щодо комунікації центральних банків. І це також допомагає нам, полісімейкерам, зрозуміти, в якому напрямку рухатися.
That is a very interesting conference, first of all, which is a kind of mixture of the policy-oriented ideas sharing, especially this one, that communication is a tool of monetary policy as well as also interest rates. And since Milton Friedman, we know that prices are formatted not only by demand and supply or inflation, but unemployment relation to potential, so unemployment gap, but also by expectations. And expectations can be formed by proper communication of the central bank.
The effect of central bank communication on the economy, not just of central bank policies, but also on what they communicate. And so far, it's just been one session, and I've learned a lot. For example, how the general public responds to central bank communication.
Conference, first of all, this whole setup is of course very fantastic by the organization, but at the same time also by the group of people that has been invited here. So we have world-leading academics presenting their research frontier, where things are going at the moment, which is very, very exciting. At the same time, we have a lot of people that work in communicating central banks, so a lot of practitioners, journalists, but also working at the bank. So I think this is a great setup, which should lead to very fruitful results and discussions.
Financial markets has been historically the key focus of central bank communication, but at the end of the day, the key aim of central banks is to stabilize prices, consumption, real GDP, and so therefore, while the effect to financial markets is only rather indirect through maybe a consumption wealth effect, if actually central banks were effective in communicating directly to the ordinary people on the street, they would be able to be way more effective, have credibility, and also actually ultimately achieve the aims of price stability and stimulating the economy way more directly than relying on indirect mechanisms through financial markets.
I think there are a lot of interesting topics at the conference, but one that comes to mind is the presentation by the Bank of England on how making reports more readable by using visuals, for example, was a very interesting one.
We at the Bank of England believe that communication should be aimed at general audience as well, not only at the finance professionals, and for that reason we developed different versions of inflation summaries. So we have a monetary policy summary, but also a visual summary which provides the same information in a simpler form, less technical language, and also we publish this information in tweets so that we can reach wider audience, general audience, because we believe that it's important for general public to understand what we do as a central bank and to understand monetary and monetary policy.
Brings together policymakers, academia and media, allowing people to exchange views.
Нам потрібно конкретно, чітко говорити швидко, зрозуміло, короткими фразами, на рівні тому, щоб люди могли взагалі зрозуміти.